Kingston, Ontario. And there he was with a couple of his high school buddies. I was there in the middle of the afternoon drinking beer, playing cards, and I had a knock at the door, and standing out there in the hallway were these really fresh kids shuffling from one foot to the other. They told me that they were fans of my band, the Florida Razors. They had bought my record, and that they had seen us at dollar bills. They were in high school, they said, and they had a band too. I said, oh yeah? What's the name of your band? One of them said, Tragically Hip. I said, wow, that's a great fucking name, man. You ought to hold on to that one for sure. I take no responsibility for them actually holding on to it, by the way. I think it may have kept them out in the hallway because there was a card game going on, like I said, and there was money on the table and some local colors hanging around, and privacy was of the utmost importance. So we talked out in the doorway, mostly about music. They told me they played early Rolling Stones and did a few Monkey covers. So I asked them if they wanted to come down to the bar that we were playing in that night and do a set before us, like half an hour, 45 minutes. And do you guys actually have enough songs to fill a set like that? They said, yeah, sure. I thought nothing of it. I closed the door and went back to the card game. That night, they all showed up. Some of them younger than the ones that showed up in the hotel room earlier that day. We brought them downstairs into this damp basement we were using as a dressing room. And we were giving them some beer. Maybe we smoked a joint. But we kept them out of sight because they were way underage. And they all looked like Boy Scouts. Actually, one of them looked like a Girl Guide. We let them use our amps and drums and basically kept them out of sight. 9 o'clock comes, they go up on stage and plug in, start playing these really old British Invasion R&B songs. Songs that I had never heard around the post-punk Canadian music scene. And they played them with some kind of awkward precision, like they actually rehearsed. We never rehearsed, we just made it up as we went along, and I was surprised that these guys were actually sitting in a beautiful groove, a deep groove. I can't remember all the songs they played that night, but there was a version of Baby Please Don't Go by Van Morrison and them. They also did Off the Hook by the Rolling Stones. I mean, who does Off the Hook? Nobody in the Hammer, and nobody that I knew of. And it was fresh. It wasn't old geezer style rock and roll. These were children playing guitars, ancient R&B. And the singer was another story. He wasn't like the gob-soaked, foul-mouthed, street corner knuckleheads I ran into trying to prove something. He was way more exotic, kind of rare, not your average cock-swinging punk frontman. And he really loved singing those songs, man. And I thought he was brave to stand up there in a room full of boozy-faced Princess Street rounders and allow himself to be fully exposed the way he did. He didn't hide behind ego the way so many of us did. And like Alex the Large from A Clockwork Orange would say, it was like a great bird had flown into the room. I think that maybe he was just innocent. He was innocent then. And somehow, to my eyes, he managed to stay that way. Because when I think of Gord Downie in 1984 on that shitty little stage at the Toucan in Kingston, and I think of him a few summers ago on the stage of the Interstellar Rodeo in Edmonton, I know I'm looking at the same guy. A lot of us try to cover up what we are. But Gord, he acted out exactly what he was for all of us to see. The cells never changed. His innocence stayed intact despite the 33 years between those two performances, and his bravery raves on.